Tony Novak here to share a few points on how to stay out of tax trouble. And today's topic is when disaster strikes. What kind of disaster? Well, we're talking about there's a tax show, so we're talking about tax disaster. I met with an amazing couple, early 60s, who had a series of disasters strike their life. They had a fantastic $1 million business, and like a lot of small business owners, they were great at running their business, but not good at bookkeeping. And they did already, as a precursor, have some tax problems. They had taxes due for a number of years, and it wasn't enough to put them under, but it was a problem. Their bookkeeper got a terminal illness. They had other issues. And so they were, like many small business owners, struggling to just keep things going. Well, then COVID hit. Complete disaster. Short story, they lost their business, uh, had to move into a different home, move in with parents, were caretakers on two different, his and hers parents, and wound up with a disaster, no business, no income, and we're essentially starting over from scratch. Now, that's the bad part. The good news is they've started a new business, and uh, it appears to be a very impressive business model, and they're off to a great start. Where do we start? What do we do next after a disaster starts like that? They've got old tax issues. They have a big loss on loss of a business, and starting over. Well, when disaster strikes, we always start by dealing with the current period and the go forward correctly. So you're starting a business, you're not going to make any money your first few months, that might not even have a positive breakthrough for 2023. But we talked about starting 2024. And what is the first tax that they will pay? It will be self-employment tax. Now, yesterday's show was on how was on not paying self-employment tax, and I said there were some, illegal or improper ways to do that. That's not what we're talking about. In this case, a couple in the early 60s, not so young, uh, needs to and wants to pay that self-employment tax as the first dollar of tax as soon as their business breaks into the positive. And we're going to do that on a quarterly basis so that I then have the ability to go to the IRS and buy time and uh, settle the other tax issues that will not be a problem for them going forward. We met and have a wonderful strategy in place for dealing with the old problems. But the point is, when disaster strikes, we make sure that the current and going forward period is in line, that our bookkeeping is straight, our reporting and our tax compliance is okay going forward. So that's the message of today's show. I would love to hear comments, feedback, or any thoughts you have. I'm easy to reach at taxproblems.cpa, or put a note in the social media comments here. And I look forward to being back tomorrow with another Tax Minute.